Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Troy David Phillips here at Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia. Today I'm going to talk about the Punisher. Now, you've already seen the Daredevil series, the original series on Netflix, and you probably got excited about the announcement that the Punisher would be joining us in Season 2 of Daredevil. He's not going to be the only thing to get excited about with Season 2, but let's focus on the Punisher. Punisher first appeared in a series and a story, actually, in The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 129. A little bit of background, the character was originally going to be called the Assassin. Stan Lee didn't like that name very much, so the Spider-Man writers retooled him as the Punisher. He was seen to be working for another Spider-Man villain, a character called the Jackal. The Jackal was responsible for cloning Peter Parker, for creating a clone of Gwen Stacy, and a clone of the Jackal himself would be seen as Carrion. In any event, the Punisher battled Spider-Man, but eventually realized that Spider-Man was not the villain that he had been painted out to be. Later, the Punisher would return again in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man, where his one-man war against crime would bring him into contention with Spider-Man, whose philosophy did not include killing his opponents. The Punisher would appear again in the pages of Spider-Man, but he would also appear in the pages of Captain America. Always his grim and gritty sense of street justice, guns, guts, and glory would bring him into contention with whatever hero he was guest starring with. He would then be brought into the pages of Daredevil. Frank Miller was the writer-artist at the time, and Frank Miller managed skillfully to bring the opposing philosophies of Daredevil, a lawyer by day, into contention with the Punisher, a 24-hour street vigilante with military training whose family had been killed in a gangland shooting. The Punisher survived, but he swore eternal vengeance and he went off. It was just incredible action-oriented stories. The Punisher would also feature in a limited series of his own titled Circle of Blood. You may remember artwork by Mike Zeck. The Punisher, in an effort to kill the Kingpin, sparks a gang war, finds himself working for a conspiratorial group who is not entirely on the up and up. Backing up to Daredevil. After battling Daredevil, the Punisher finds himself in Rikers Island prison. The Punisher confronts another Daredevil villain at that time, Bullseye, and it is words from the Punisher that actually set Bullseye up into his amazing jailbreak, where he then goes on to battle Daredevil's on-again, off-again love interest, Elektra. That battle culminates in the death of Elektra. The Punisher eventually escapes prison. The Punisher is seen in the pages of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Under the influence of drugs, the Punisher becomes insane, killing even the most minor criminals, jaywalkers, litterbugs. He is completely off the rails here. Once again, back in prison, cooling his heels, and then the Circle of Blood story goes on. A lot of incredible Punisher stories come after that. He launched into an ongoing series of his own. Second series followed, The Punisher War Journal, written by Carl Potts, featuring inked artwork from the young Jim Lee at the time. The Punisher would have crossovers with the Black Widow, with Wolverine, and other characters, once again battling Daredevil. A lot of incredible Daredevil Punisher stories from then going forward. I also recommend the 6-issue Means and Ends storyline, Punisher versus Daredevil. It's so very good. Artist-writer David Lapham, I strenuously recommend it. If you're anything like me, you are excited about the appearance of Marvel's street vigilante, the action-oriented, the gun-toting Punisher. So Daredevil Season 2 coming to Netflix very soon, and here at Flashback Comics, come in, ask me questions, look up your Punisher back issues, trade paperbacks, graphic novels. I recommend things like The Punisher Intruder, Punisher Return to Big Nothing, The Punisher and Nick Fury, and so on. A lot of Punisher stuff, a lot of things to satisfy your taste. Come in and get some.